For 30 years now, Newswatch 12 has been a leading voice for Southern Oregon and Northern California and a source for ABC programming throughout the region. But it was a long fight to bring the station to life.
Sunshine Television was the founder of the station, and the company filed an application for Channel 12 in August of 1979, had just briefly before that been incorporated. And so from 79 until the station signed on in 84, you had that many years of preparation.
Ron Kramer was the one who helped bring investors together to establish KDRV in 1979. Kramer saw an opportunity and contacted orchardist Dunbar Carpenter.
And so we decided pretty much at that first meeting to put a company together, and we went and found 8 other local people to serve as investors, shareholders. So our intention was that it would be a locally owned and very community responsive and very high quality television operation.
Kramer says his view of the local market at that time was that local programming was not of very high quality and sought the facility and staff to up the grade of local news and other programs. However, some were concerned there was just not enough advertising business to sustain 3 stations.
What I would respond to at that point was what we're going to do is grow the market, which we did. The market turned out to be a much larger market with the addition over a number of years of a 3rd station.
Newswatch 12 went on the air in this small 2-story office building next to the station's current location on Knutson Avenue. In the 5 years leading up to the on-air debut in February of 1984, work began on permits for a state-of-the-art building next door and for transmitter sites, first at King Mountain and later at Stuckel Mountain when KDKF went on the air, and Kramer was there helping design the building.
And one of the things that was really important to me about developing the station was that it have a really top quality, first-rate technical plant. And it had an influence on the market.
Primarily a wood frame building, but there are masonry portions with that, primarily the service part in the studios. The studios were done with the masonry because of the acoustics. Greater isolation of noise penetrating the building.
But building the station was not the only construction challenge. Just getting the tower in place on King Mountain took a bulldozer to pull a truck with tower segments up the hill through snow in November of '83. There is now a 2nd transmitter at Stuckel Mountain near Klamath Falls and a dozen more translator sites around the region. And although the station went on the air in February of '84, it wasn't until the station building was done that local news had a home on Newswatch 12. That was September 16th, 1985.
Live from KDRV Studios in Medford, this is Newswatch 12.
Good evening and welcome to the very first edition of Newswatch 12 at 5. We're pleased that you're here. I'm Tracy Mitchell.
I'm Jeffrey Riley. Here's what's happening.
And within a couple years, Newswatch 12 went from the new kid on the block to become the top-rated local news program ever since. A lot of that came from extra mile, literally, news programming. Our reporters went to Ireland and to Medford's sister city in Alba, Italy for special reports. We sent a reporter to refugee camps in Honduras as well. And when Grants Pass joined with a Soviet city in Siberia to become sister cities, we were there as well to tell the story several times. We also went to Vietnam, Israel, and the Middle East for special reports. Newswatch 12 was also first to have a camera in the courtroom, first in Wairika, and then when Josephine County became the first in Southern Oregon to open its courtrooms to camera, Newswatch 12 was there as well. We introduced the area's first 6 p.m. weeknight newscast and first live early morning news. Newswatch 12 has earned numerous professional awards, including a prestigious Emmy for Best Newscast. It's a spirit that continues today. One thing is pretty certain, over the last 30 years, a lot has changed from the technology to the faces that you see every night. One other thing is certain, that in the next 30 years, we'll still be watching out for you. In Medford, Ron Brown, Newswatch 12.